Hey horror fans, get ready for a throwback thrill with Terror Train, a classic slasher from the golden age of 1980s horror. Directed by newbie Roger Spottiswoode, this flick stars Scream queen Jamie Lee Curtis at her best, alongside Ben Johnson, Hart Bochner, and, yep, you guessed it, magician David Copperfield in a super rare acting gig. What's the story? Imagine this. A bunch of college students board a train to party hard on New Year's Eve, dressed up in funky costumes. Sounds like a blast, right? Wrong. Turns out they've got an uninvited guest who's crashing their party, a masked killer on a revenge quest. Why? Well, it all ties back to a nasty prank played on a shy guy named Kenny 3 years back. Watch as the killer mixes and mingles in different disguises, picking off partygoers one by one. It's up to Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Alana, to stop him before she's next on his hit list. Cool bits to watch for: the train. The whole movie's set on a moving train, folks. It's creepy and cramped, making every shadow and every sound extra spooky. Costumes galore. The killer's always switching outfits, keeping everyone guessing. It adds a freaky funhouse vibe to the whole night. Revenge plot. It's all about the consequences of a cruel prank, serving up some serious chills and thrills. What folks thought? Back in the day, critics were split, but Terror Train has rolled its way into the hearts of cult classic lovers since. It's got suspense, a killer setting, literally, and a rock-solid performance by Jamie Lee Curtis. Bet you didn't know. Magic touch. David Copperfield isn't just pulling rabbits out of hats here. His magic tricks on the train are a real treat. Scream Queen status. This flick helped cement Jamie Lee Curtis as horror royalty. She was the it girl for scares in the 80s. Even though it wasn't a mega hit in theatres, pulling in just over $8 million on a modest budget, Terror Train has chugged its way into classic status with a whole bunch of fans who dig its unique slasher spin. Oh, and get this, the whole scary setup was sparked by a real-life frat prank gone wrong. The film's producer pitched it as Halloween on a train, hoping to snag some of that slasher cash. And guess what? It kinda worked. Whether you're all about retro horror or just love a good Fright Night flick, Terror Train is worth derailing your plans for. So grab your popcorn, keep your friends close, and whatever you do, don't miss your stop on the Terror Train.